Chapter 2. The one who came because of mankind's sin. My sin is spiritual sin. Due to the disobedience of God's word in Eden, I came out with sin that could not receive salvation. This sin cannot be resolved by my power. This is original sin. Obedience was lost. That obedience was lost in Eden means God was lost. Original sin refers to me being a sinner because of a red line that was already there before I was born. Because of original sin, the cross rested upon this earth. Inside the cross are God's love and purpose. Is my sin spiritual or of the flesh? Because God's word is spirit, my sin is spiritual sin. The serpent snatched away God's word that was spoken to Adam, and by disobedience, there became spiritual sin. So the spirit died and the flesh died as well. But now, the conscience, seared with a hot iron due to disobedience, becomes restored through the cross. God unclothes all of my heavy burdens. Heaven and earth will shake. Shaking arises because of sin. To shake because of sin is to tremble, and it is to bow down. Shaking means that I die so that sin can be resolved. Wherever the cross goes, the earth shakes, rocks split, and graves open. Many bodies of sleeping saints and the works of restoration arise. He came because of mankind's sin. He came because of mankind's sin. The truth and power of God were inside of Adam. They are authority that can rule over Eden. Before disobedience in Eden, I ate God's love and lived. But due to Adam's disobedience, sin entered and he was banished from Eden. God's love departed and the authority to rule became lost. God said to Adam in Genesis 3:19, "In the sweat of your face you shall eat bread till you return to the ground, for out of it you were taken. You are dust, and to dust you shall return." He said to Eve in Genesis 3:16, "I will greatly multiply your pain in childbearing. In pain you shall bring forth children, yet your desire shall be for your husband, and he shall rule over you." And God clothed them with garments of skin. To cover shame due to disobedience, they were clothed with garments of skin. Garments of skin refer to the cross, and they refer to the relationship with God that became disconnected. Many think of the cross as a wooden object to bear. However, that human beings wear the flesh is the cross. To catch a lion, the coat of a lion must be worn. Jesus came as the image of the sinner to pursue the sinner. He came to give salvation to those who bore the stalks of the cross. When Jesus showed miracles by the word, he always showed it with the things of the earth. The cross was also revealed as a thing of the earth, but God was inside of it. The cross was of the earth, but God moved from inside it. He came as the image of the sinner and bore the cross so that he could give salvation to the lives of all those who are in the stalks of the cross. The cross contains the sin of mankind. Those who mocked, stabbed, and even nailed Jesus are all inside the cross. The cross is the place where sin becomes buried. Jesus bore the cross and went inside of the grave. Burial must happen in order for resurrection to happen. How can there be resurrection without the burial of sin inside the cross? Jesus came because of mankind's sin. When he bore the cross, all of mankind's sin went inside it. Sin must be buried underneath the cross. It must be buried inside of God's love so that life inside the human's spirit can arise. Underneath the cross, there is resurrection. Jacob buried ornaments under the oak at Shechem. Spiritually, They were buried underneath the cross. Ornaments refer to my thoughts, humanly attachments, and greed. If the cross is inside of me, I do not appear because I am buried. The love of God appears. If my lust still appears, I have not been buried. By the Spirit of truth, God raised Jesus, who was buried in the ground. If the Spirit of truth enters inside me, the life inside my spirit resurrects, and this is the resurrection of love. As the cross is the love of God, by love there is resurrection. The reason truth enters inside me is so that sin can be resolved. To remove disobedience, truth enters. And when I obey truth, I find Eden again.